Blue Lock 240 leaks are finally out, and alongside it is revealed to us the new official Neo Egoist League rankings and bids. Now, I may have been wrong about a few jumps I was hoping to see, however, I was also right about a few important details that also happened. If you all would like me to continue making weekly spoiler videos, or just would like to support the content grind, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, comment on my videos, and even join the community Discord if that interests you. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please have an amazing day. Not even the genius Nagi Seishiro can stop him. With his monstrous dynamic, Itoshi Rin has surpassed them all. Picking back up where chapter 239 left off, the PXG vs Munchen match has now officially ended. The announcer has been heard on the intercom to be praising Itoshi Rin's hat trick, with this being a total domination victory from Francis PXG. We then see Nagi just laying slumped on the ground as he actually goes on to ask a question to Itoshi Rin. He points out that it's so amazing that Rin continues to grow and become stronger. However, he just wants to know what his driving factors are. Obviously, Rin seems a bit confused with this kid even asking, because I thought we all knew this by now. Itoshi Rin trains to surpass Itoshi Sae and to kill Isagi. Now this answer seems to confuse Nagi just a little more, as he goes on to clarify. After everything is all over, after Rin has surpassed Sae and has killed Isagi, what will he want and work for then? Now I'm just going to read what Rin says here straight up, because it's actually pretty interesting and good insight to his character. Like I know, idiot. Do babies think about dying when they're born? No, they're just born with no choice but to split up blood and live. It doesn't matter if I end up in heaven or hell, because my story will end with me only, the one who paints this battlefield, while also deciding the outcome. Taking only one last look over at Nagi, Itoshi Rin tells him that he will be surely falling into hell, while also saying, "You white guy." These insults are just getting out of pocket, Rin. I mean, is bro going to diss my bloodline next because I'm whiter than construction paper? Finally, then flashing back, however, to Bastard Munich vs Uber's results, Isagi Yoichi is obviously turned the fuck up, hyped about his hard-fought W. I mean, bro even forgot all about he and Kaiser's rivalry this match as strikers, because he literally just remembered here and now that he caught the W there too. I mean, he must feel like he's on top of the world right now, because he's truly proved himself in this game the exact way that he wanted. The announcer then goes on to confirm that the NEL's 5th and 6th games are now both officially completed. The screen then actually starts live streaming to every single country stratum, as we are now getting into the nitty gritty of this chapter. Our newly updated salary rankings. There are now 29 people with bids to their names, and here is all the way down to 24th. Nanase is at 29th with 3 million. Wanema at 28th with 4 million. Fukaku Gen and Hiragi are tied at 26th with 5 million. Neo at 25th with 6 million, and Zantetsu at 24th with 8 million. The reactions of Nanase and Zantetsu were then both shown as well, with Nanase just being happy to have even earned a bid. Zantetsu, however, for the first time in his life was able to do the math alone, as he realizes that his 8 million yen bid really isn't all that impressive or high. The announcer then says that everyone announced within the next top 23 are updated borderline players to represent Japan in the U20 World Cup. From 23rd to 12th, we have Tokimitsu in 23rd place with 10 million, Hayate at 22nd with 13 million, Darai at 21st with 15 million, Raichi at 20 with 18 million. 19 and 18 are both Sendo and Hiyori, who are both tied at 20 million yen each. Otoya is 17th with 22 million, Karasu is 16th with 24 million, Shido is 15th with 25 million, Nico is 14th with 30 million, Gagamaru is 13th with 32 million, and lastly Corona is 12th with 34 million. Now Corona is super hyped that he's moving up little by little, however for Hiyori's first value, he just shrugs it off and says that it'll work for now. Now I'm happy to see players like Tokimitsu and Karasu making pretty decent jumps, but also Shido being in 15th tells us that he did indeed play in the Munchen match. This officially confirms to us that Itoshi Rin simply outclassed him as a striker, greedily securing all 3 goals for himself then. But the announcer's then telling us that it's finally time. The top 11 are now revealed. 11th place is Ryu with 35 million. 10th and 9th place is a tie between Yukimiya and Reo at 36 million. Aiku is at 8th with 38 million, and Nagi is now actually at 7th place with a 42 million value. Reo and Nagi are then shown too, making the realization that their values have dropped quite a bit now, as Nagi says that they must have just not gotten it right against PXG. Reo agrees and says that he guesses they needed a goal, and says that they should switch next. Now I don't know if this is a weird translation or I'm misinterpreting this, but could this mean that Reo will play as their striker against Italy's Ubers? Anyways, 5th place is also a tie between both Chigure Hyoma and Kunagami for 50 million, with Chigure even joking that Kunagami is now stalking him. Obviously Bachira is still sitting pretty at 4th place alongside his bid of 66 million. Anyways, moving into the top 3, our 3rd place spot is now exactly who I said, Barou, with a new bid of 130 million yen. Although Ubers is now offering even more for him now, Barou is seen to just be super pissed at this. The reason why? 2nd place is now announced. With a triple jump up from his 50 million yen evaluation, Isagi yoichi is now at 2nd place, worth 150 million yen. The number 1 player, obviously the brother of a genius, the one who controlled his last game with a dominating hat trick, Itoshi Rin is now worth 180 million yen. While glaring up, Isagi says that Rin has always been ahead of him, always on top of him, but all he views him now as just another object in his way. Interestingly enough too, the announcer says that a new offer has also been updated for the new Gen 11 member Michael Kaiser. From Spain's Real Madrid, he now has an offer for 320 million yen to play there. Isagi points out that it's not only the world's strongest club to offer him this much, Real Madrid is where Itoshi Sae belongs. Just imagine, Michael Kaiser and Itoshi Sae playing on the same team, that would just be total domination. Ness's reaction is then shown as well, with him freaking out in celebration for Kaiser. He says that he's now achieved his goal and is even closer to becoming the world's best striker. Ness now thinks that it was worth their time to come to the NEL, however Kaiser just looks very far from happy. He tells Ness that he's an absolute fool, because Real Madrid only offered him 320 million. To him, they view him as no better than Isagi like that. As Kaiser is shown to be in a rage, saying that he can't continue on like this, Itoshi Rin is shown at the same exact time to be viewing his bid, adamant to kill Isagi himself. It seems like our main character is causing mental health problems within so many people. I mean, how obsessed can y'all really be? Isagi's contrasting view is that in the world's evaluation, he's still only valued at even less than half of Kaiser. He's still also only 2nd place, being passed up by Rin, and with only 1 match left against France, Isagi knows that he doesn't need to be 2nd. He wants to completely destroy and crush his rivals here, and become the true number 1 himself. Make sure to let me know down in the comments, what bid and ranking were you most surprised about? Did you maybe expect anyone to be higher or lower, or do you think that the author did a good job all around with this new list? With that being the end of today's 240 spoilers, chapter 241's title is then revealed to be Pickled Radish and Nato. Now a lot of people believe that this is in reference to Igaguri the monk, but I think it just stands to show how far Isagi has climbed from the very start. This meal is one of those bummy ass meals the Ego had them eating when they were low ranked players. However, Isagi is now worth a whopping 150 million yen. This man can afford some world class dinners, some steak and crab, some real good shrimp. He is not eating this low quality stuff anymore. As always, if you guys enjoy the content that I push out and would like to see more, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, comment on my videos, and even join the community Discord if that interests you. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please have an amazing rest of your day.